So you ask what happened to her. And I tell you, I had a dream. Right there at the end when it was, I suppose, on the cusp of going one way or the other, what they call a crisis situation. Something's gonna happen. I told her against advice from somebody else, Anthony Steff. He said, don't share that dream with her, because I was getting ready to go out to California, get my stuff, and I was going to see her. She happened to be there, and the thing is, I'd started trying nicotine patches because you can see already it's not going to work. She was one of these allergic to cigarette smoke type of girls. Yeah. I said, well, I guess if I'm going to see her, I can't smoke for 4 or 5 days. So I took to trying out Nicoderm patches. Before I even went out there, I bought some. And
You are a problem solver. You are.
I was wearing them to work, and it was like, I don't even need a cigarette. I just felt it was like a drug. I was like, whoo. I'd put that thing on, and I'd go, wow. Well, after a couple days, it is break time. Let's see what happens if I smoke with it. No problem at all. Can't get enough of that wonderful stuff. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me at all.
Oh.
I felt good.
Like it could kill you.
Like what?
It could kill you.
Yeah, it could kill you.
Yeah.
I may not be invincible, but I sure am hard to beat. And so I was trying this stuff. One of the nights before I went out, I even wrote the thing down. I think it's written down somewhere. I had a dream on these Nicoderm patches. You know, I always wanted to try Shantex because they say you got these wild dreams and nobody ever wants to remember. I'll try it. You know, I'd like to see that. But then I hear that all through the day, one guy said in his subconscious, almost his unconscious, he kept hearing something telling him, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. It's like that Amazing Stories episode where they put the pill in the guy's belly to quit drinking, and he drinks and drinks and drinks, and he's like, I can't get drunk, so he keeps drinking more. And he's like, what the hell? And the guy goes back to the doctor, and the doctor says, I told you had to quit within the first week. He's like, what? He says, you got a worm in you. There's this giant, there's one in a glass, there's this giant, and it's an alcoholic. And it drinks up like a tapeworm, you know. It drinks up all your alcohol. And it's just huge. So, yeah, what was that got onto the worm?
Alcohol?
Alcohol, nicotine. Oh,
So,
yeah, there was something. Well, I'm just saying there's something else that goes on with that Shantex from the one person that I've met the only person I've met that can remember anything about what it is that made him quit. It's scaring you away from yourself. I don't know what's going on in our depths, but it's gotten in contact with it, and it's saying, kill yourself, kill yourself.
Yeah, we had a hygienist that had some pretty badass dreams while she was there. It freaked her right out. Yeah.
I want to try it just as an experimental thing.
Dreams.
But she couldn't remember them, could she?
No, she remembered them.
Oh.
Yeah, Terry, the one that works with us now, they thought she was having a stroke.
I'm going to have to talk to her.
Yeah.
I'd give her some Judas life coach experience. Remember, it's not
she
post-traumatic
would love
stress.
Judas life coach. Yeah, she would. Yeah,
it's a fond memory.
She could definitely be a groupie.
So there it is. I was doing this Nicoderm, and I didn't realize that gave you dreams, and I found out somewhere that it does. And the dream that I shared with her at the end, I said, I did have a dream about you. And Well, it was me. I'm remembering the dream right now because my dreams are pretty memorable. Just another form of reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if yesterday was a dream that I woke up from last night in the middle of the night, and I dreamed a new reality, and it was this, type of thing. Gosh, what a good life. So I dreamed that I was walking down this gray street. It was mid-morning, overcast skies, and these just cookie cutter houses. And I'm walking down the street, and I went into this party, and I was in this party, and this girl came up and started talking to me, and I knew that it represented her because I'd been talking to her on the phone. It represented her in our youth when, I was much older than her when I met her at that Danzig concert, and I felt like an old man dating a little girl. I mean, I was only 31. It's still young enough, but when she's only 11. No, I just made that part up. But so the thing is, I was older than her when we were dating, and I felt like an old man. I felt like a pervert of some sort. And I was 25, actually. I made up 31 to make sound 11 worse, but I was 25, and I felt old. And she was legal. Legal tender. That's what they should have a book, a porn magazine called that. Legal tender. Just the sweetest thing you'd ever want to put your hands on. But legal. You got to put that. Okay. So now we've got the Eager Beaver for our strip club and legal tender. I got the Eager Beaver Award in Cub Scouts the one time in a post meeting. Yeah, so that's it. It has memories. Eager Beaver. And so I dreamed that this girl comes up and starts talking to me, and I was interested, or I was much younger in the dream than I am now, and than I was at the time of the dream. And we liked each other. We left. She said we should go get some drinks. I said that's a good idea. And we went to the liquor store, and she said, "Oh, I forgot my ID." And I said, "That's all right." And I got it. And we had relations. And then I'd gone back out for something. And when I got back, there were the Department of Child Services or whatever they call them. They were standing there in that gray room because the light never changed. It was a gray doldrum. And they were standing there. And this is a dream. They're looking at me accusingly, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And she's just sitting on the bed looking ashamed, on the edge of the bed, like a person just sitting there looking ashamed. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And he said, you have any idea? Oh my gosh, me and Rudy Giuliani. They said, do you have any idea she's only 15 years old?
Oh, shit.
And I was like,
Oh my
and I
God.
went to prison in the dream. I don't have any, I do have dreams of being in prison, but this one I didn't. I just went to prison for it. And I got out, and then I was at East Lansing, Michigan State's basketball coliseum place, wherever they play there. Years later, after getting out of prison, I walked in to that place, and there was an opera in there, in the basketball stadium at Michigan State. And I walked down to the front row, And I looked at my ticket, and I looked at this woman sitting there with another woman, and I said, yep, that's right. I had plotted. I found out where she was an older version of herself. I found out where she was going to be. And I went in and sat down. I had the seat next to her. On my ticket, I said, oh. And I looked and I said, oh. And, oh. After all these years. And I acted like it was a plan, like it was a coincidence. This is what got us talking. I acted like it was a coincidence that I was seated next to her to see this opera. And afterwards, we'd talk during the show. We went back to my place, and I had poured a tub, and she'd gotten in the tub. I have bathtubs in my dreams sometimes. And girls, there are two that I know of. That one was that night that I wrecked my car on my birthday back in 1995. It was just a dream. Attached to a college, because it was the girls from the dorm room upstairs, and now I'm in a college in this dream at the basketball stadium watching opera next to this Kelly girl that you ask about. And it was such a strange coincidence that we would meet there, but I planned it in the dream. Remember, I'm in the guy's head, I'm watching, and she was in the bathtub. There were bubbles and everything. She got in there, and I reached down like I was going to kiss her, and I reached down into the bottom of the tub, and I pulled up a butcher knife, and I said, "Gah!" And I fucking stabbed her repeatedly, killed her right there, and the fucking blood was coming up through the bubbles. And I said, "That's for fucking my life up." And she took offense when I shared that dream with her. That's how the dream ended. That's for fucking my life up. She took offense, like I said that I ruined her. She ruined my life, but I never even occurred to me to think that. It's just a dream. It was a Nicoderm experiment dream, and just like the one with Virgin Birth Part 1 and 2, that was also a Nicoderm experiment dream. But well. Why'd she leave me? You asked. Why did it not work? She asked.